guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am getting over a cold, so I apologize if my voice is all stuffy or if you just need to turn the volume up just a little bit. So today I decided to do a sit-down video because I really wanted to talk about relationship goals. I think there's a lot of misleading things about relationships and how people view them, and I've been in a 5-year one. We did have a break throughout in the middle of that relationship, so it wasn't a continuous 5-year, but for the most part we have been together, and I honestly believe that I have one of the best relationships there is in the world because we follow these 5 relationship goals, as you would say, or guidelines. So bear with me as I walk you through what I think are the top 5 essential relationship goals. Number 1, and I think this is the most important one, and that's why I labeled it as number 1, and that is to have similar paths. Now, you don't have to do everything and agree on every single thing, always. That's not what I mean by similar paths. But you do have to have similar destinations. For example, I went vegan a month before Ben did, but I knew in my heart that eventually we'll get there. He just needed a little bit of whatever he needed to do to get there. People have different paths to get to the destination, but I believed in my heart that he eventually will get there. Now, if I really thought that he was going to be one of those people that just never understood it and closed his mind to the whole idea, then we probably would have a hard time staying together, because that's a huge part of both of our lives. And if you know anything about veganism, you'd understand that it's really, really important for when you're vegan to have a vegan partner, or at least not necessarily a vegan partner, but someone with at least an open mind to try the idea. But we are on similar paths. Sometimes I find myself getting a little angry if he is not on following me 100% on everything I want. And throughout the last 9 months, 10 months, I think now, that I have been vegan, a lot has changed. Every single month I find myself growing more and wanting to pursue different paths and different goals. And for the most part, Ben is right there with me because he cares about his health just as much as I do. He cares about the animals just as much as I do. And he really cares about the planet just as much as I do. And I know all those things are important to him, and that's why I don't have to worry if we both slip up a little bit and drift off to a little bit of different paths, because I know we'll eventually end up in the same destination. Goal number 2, and that is support. Support is so important. You have to support your partner in whatever they're doing to a point. Don't go supporting someone to murder or support someone to steal or stuff like that. You know what I mean? But support is important. For example, Ben loves sports. I don't really care for sports. I think they're a waste of time and a waste of energy. But he loves them, so I have to support him in his love for sports, and that's completely okay with me. I have to cheer him on in his video games. Well, I don't have to, but I like to cheer him on when he wins, and it's really important to him when he wins and his record and whatever all that stuff means. And when his home team is losing, I feel for him because he gets depressed and sad. And same for him with me. There's certain things that I like that he doesn't, but his support is always right there with me. He doesn't tell me not to pursue something because he doesn't agree with it. That's number 3, detachment and jealousy. These go very, very hand to hand. That's why I put them together as one. A lot of people are settling in relationships, and I see that a lot with friends of mine. I see it with Coworkers, I see it with regular people that are on social media that I don't really know that much. And they simply stay together and settle because of attachment. Do not confuse attachment and love. Those are completely two different things. You can be attached to someone all you want, but that doesn't mean that you love them and you truly care for them. Because sometimes people spend so much time with each other, they get used to the idea of being together and they can't phantom like the thought of that other person being with someone else other than them. And that's selfish, and that's called attachment and not love. And jealousy is another one as well. Jealousy is poison to your relationship. It happens. I get jealous sometimes, but not nearly as much as when I used to in the past. And it's honestly a waste of my time. Jealousy just shows a lack of trust in a relationship. And when I get jealous, it's just like I take a step back and I think, would Ben do that to me? Why am I jealous? I have nothing to fear for. I know how much Ben cares for me and loves me and respects me to not do anything like that. So what's the point of getting jealous, really? I'm just wasting my energy and my time in the end, and I'm bringing negativity to the relationship, and it's not necessary. It really isn't. Step. Goal number 4, and that is to put effort and give. Now, this is extremely important for long-term relationships. Like, I consider my relationship a long-term, even though 5 years may not be a lot to some people. I'm only 22 and he's only 23. So 5 years is a big chunk of our life. And we spent all of that together, well, most of it. Not only just like together, but living together. So we have been physically with each other all the time. So giving and putting effort into a relationship when you live together for so long and when you get comfortable can easily slip away and be a thing that you just don't practice in your relationship. And it's really, really important to put in effort into your relationship just as much as you did when you first met, if not more. You should still wake up in the morning and try to think of things to do for your partner that would make them happy. Because in the end, when you're making your partner happy, that's what makes you happy. And at least for me, giving others and making them happy, especially my loved ones, gives me such a good feeling that it's undescribable. I always try to get that feeling as much as I can. With my mom as well and my sisters, if I give them or just anything that I'm offering to the table and they appreciate it and I can see that they do, is the ultimate feeling. That's all I thrive. I can live off that feeling. It just gives me, I don't know, it's a really good feeling. Some people just like give up and they get so comfortable with each other that they're like, oh yeah, we'll wake up, go to work, we live together, we see each other, and they're just stuck in the house all the time and they don't really put effort into things. Like the small little things that you've always done in the beginning of your relationship are the most important, and you should continue those. Like, for me, it's cooking for Ben. He has always, always appreciated that part in our relationship, and I would never stop that. Sometimes I'm tired and I don't cook, and that's understandable. But for the majority of the time, I love being in the kitchen anyways, and to make him a meal that he will appreciate, why not? I'm making him happy. And he does things for me all the time, like doing my laundry. He's always done my laundry. Very little times where I'll do my own laundry, and he's never stopped doing that. Those are things that they're just always going to be there. And I love that we've never stopped doing those things because I still smile every time I come home and there's clean laundry for me on the bed. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. It makes me smile. And the last one, and I think this one's really, really important. I mean, they're all important, don't get me wrong. Acceptance. you have to accept your partner for who they are. And this can be a tricky one because sometimes you are growing together and that stops. And maybe that's the time to think about your relationship. Is this the relationship for me? Is that the person for me? If I'm not being myself and I'm forced to change who I truly am for this other person, maybe that's not the relationship for me. And I see a lot of people again stuck in this cycle where they're being controlled to be someone else and manipulated, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy to do to any other human being. It's okay to propose ideas of change to the table, but you cannot force someone to change. A good example of this is I have been wanting to give almost everything that I own and donate it. And Ben is not on the same boat with me. And it frustrated me at first of I couldn't understand why he didn't want to give his clothes and his shoes to people that needed it. And I'm like, why? I don't understand. This is wrong. And I was basically trying to force the act upon him. And you can't do that. You have to slowly let them make their own choices. I mean, he's a human being. He's an adult. He's fully capable of making whatever choices he wants. And I can't force him to make those decisions. I see a lot of people that live for other people as well, and I'm sure a lot of people can agree with me and relate to this when I say that certain people live in relationships to please, and don't get that wrong with, like, don't get it mixed up with the putting effort and giving part of the relationship, because you should not be in that relationship to be someone else for that person. That's not it. You should be appreciated and loved for who you are. Your flaws are what make you imperfect and beautiful. And anyone that is not going to appreciate those flaws and appreciate who you are does not deserve your time or effort. It just, please get out of that. Do not be in a toxic relationship where you are controlled and forced to change who you truly are, because everyone is unique in their own way, and that is the beauty of humanity, and we should not be forced to live our lives according to someone else. So that's basically it for my 5 relationship goals. I'm sure there's a lot more that I can't think of right now, but those are very, very important to me and my relationship, and I try to follow those as much as I can. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Bye-bye!